Hello and welcome. I'm Brad Kuvan, Editorial Director of Metal Forming Magazine at the Precision Metal Forming Association. And this is our Before the Floor segment where we're highlighting FABTECH 2023 exhibitors as we head toward the show in Chicago this September. So I'm here today with Jeff DeCore. Jeff is the president of DTC Products Corporation. We're going to hear a little bit from Jeff on his perspective on the metal forming industry and specifically learn about the products and technology that DTC Products provides to the industry and hear what's on tap for DTC Products at FABTECH. So welcome, Jeff.
Thank you.
We'll jump right into this. So DTC manufactures what's called the SlugKeeper, slug retention machine. Tell us a little bit about how you came up with the idea for the SlugKeeper and the success that you've had getting the machine into Stanford's facility. Why does Stanford need this technology, Jeff?
So basically, I don't know if you know, but me and my brother also own another company called DeCore Corporation. So we actually build stamping dies for all industries. So throughout the process of building, tryout, stuff like that, run into the issue of slugs pulling or scrap pulling out of a die cavity onto the die surface, where it causes damage to the strip, to the final part, or possibly die damage. Well, we would build a die, ship it in the Illinois or other states, get that phone call saying the die runs great, but we're pulling slugs. Then it was, okay, we got to ship the die back to our facility, take it apart, put slug retention grooves into it, whether it's sending it out somewhere to have it done or utilizing a jig grinder head. So it was costly. So after a few times of that, we were like, there's got to be a better solution. We've got to come up with a way to put slug retention in without taking the die apart, being able to do it in the press if possible. So we kind of kicked around some ideas. I came up with some concepts, drew up some stuff, sat down with the engineering department, and we kind of designed up one and said, hey, this might work. So it was originally going to be one of these things that we utilized. We came up with it, tried it, worked great. Never had slug pulling problems in-house trying out dies. And that phone call ended of, hey, we got slug pulling problems. So basically DTC was formed. We patented the machine. And since then, we've been trying to get it out on the market to let people, know it's there and what it can do to help them.
Excellent. So to this point, what types of companies have purchased the SlugKeeper, and do stampers typically buy more than one of these machines?
So basically in the industry, almost anyone that does metal stamping needs a slug retention machine, the SlugKeeper. So whether you're running a turret press, a hydraulic press, a servo press, a beeler, a high-speed brooder, so forth and so on, all stamping pulls slugs from the oil, the vacuum, pulling the slugs out. So some of the larger companies that have purchased it, Ford has purchased a slug retention, not just one, but 5 machines, one for each plant, even their Mexico plant. Some of the others, Temple that makes some lamination tools, they purchased more than one. Molex has one. I'm trying to name some of the larger companies, but hundreds of companies have purchased a machine and utilize it to stop their slug pulling. And we've gotten great feedback that once they put the slug retention grooves in, the problem's gone. They never have slug pulling problems. One customer had to sort parts 100%. They no longer do sorting after 2 years of putting the slug retention grooves in, sorting parts, never finding a reject. So they eliminated the sorting process. So good, big cost savings.
Yeah, it's a great story. So what then is your biggest challenge, do you find, in selling the machine?
Our biggest problem is obviously we are a tool and die engineering people, not sales. So DTC Products really is not it's the sales company that's selling a product or a couple products. We have other products on our website, but we're not marketing people. So our biggest problem is how do we get people to know that we have the solution to their slug pulling problem. Every stamper has slug pulling issues. Some people dress it in different ways, ejector pins, so forth, but they still pull slugs. So our big thing has been pretty much doing the FABTECH shows, some of the tabletop shows, and just getting the word out there, showing that there is this portable machine that you can have in your tool room, pull it out of the cabinet, put slug retention in the press, on the bench, or however.
Right. Excellent. Yeah. So, and then the last question is the best way for people to really learn how this is used is by visiting the booth at FABTECH. So, will visitors to FABTECH actually be able to see and learn, firsthand how the SlugKeeper is set up and actually used?
Yeah, so at our booth, we will have both machines. One has a microscope and camera system, so you can actually see inside of a small cavity, and then the standard unit that does not have the microscope and monitor. But we also have slugs, so we'll have slugs that are out of dies that are as thin as 10 thousandths thick as 300 thousandths thick, and we can kind of demonstrate and show what the slug will look like, what the strip will look like after the cavities are in. Plus, we actually have the machine under power, so we have pneumatic air, so we can actually grind grooves right there into a demo piece, showing how it works and how easy it is to use. It takes no more than 5 minutes to put a groove into a die cavity, and the slug problem's over. You never have to do it a second time, which is the greatest thing about it.
Fantastic. Sounds really good. All right, Jeff. Well, thanks for joining us today and telling us more about the SlugKeeper. Please be sure and stop by the DTC Products booth, talk to Jeff, and see how the SlugKeeper works. They're in booth D41424. All right. Thanks, Jeff.
Great. Thank you. Thanks for the time.
See you in Chicago. Yep. See you there.
See you there. Take care.
Bye. Yep. Bye.